I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. There's another paid request, this time for Broad Stipe. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of reviews, commentaries, re-reviews, topics, reactions, whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Now, one thing I'll say, I do wish that the theatrical version was more available to watch. It might be on Vudu, I can't confirm that. It's on like the old DVD, but I wish there was a Blu-ray with the theatrical cut, because the extended cut has some interesting moments, like you find out that the witch is actually Alan Rickman's mother. But the extended cut, see why this stuff was trimmed out for a theatrical release. This does not need to be 2.5 hours long. So yeah, I would like to, again, watch the theatrical cut version again. Because I think, like, the issues I have with it is pacing. I think the theatrical cut, that was better. Sorry about the clearing the throat. I should have drank the water before I started the video. Because I doubt people are going to go. Of course, that's the reaction I have with a lot of Robin Hood stories. But this I really enjoy. I've enjoyed ever since I was a kid. I would say this is the two Robin Hood stories I liked is this one and the Disney one, where they're foxes and stuff. I would dare someone to remake, like, if someone was a good animator, to remake scenes in this movie, but use the Disney Robin Hood characters. So you have the music and the dialogue, but it's all animated in the Disney Robin Hood designs and motif, with foxes and lion. Like, can you imagine Alan Rickman, but it's the lion, and Kevin Costner? I just think that'd be hilarious. I'm probably alone in that. But Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, when this came out, it was a big hit. It was, I think, the second biggest hit of 1991 after Terminator 2, and helped propel Kevin Costner even more into the limelight of box office. Because this is the same year he had JFK, Dances with Wolves had come out and won a bunch of Oscars. So you have Oscar-winning director, actor Kevin Costner, and then he has this film, which is one of the biggest box office hits of the year. There were toys, there were video games, the song Everything I Do It For You was a big hit on the charts. I do it for you. And then the director Kevin Reynolds, they would work together on Waterworld. I know for a while they hated each other because they had a bad experience on Waterworld, but they did eventually make up and become friends again. Not only because they've done other movies in the future, but this DVD, I think it's around, the DVD came around maybe 2004 or 2003 or, and they're on the commentary together, Kevin Reynolds and Kevin Costner. So they're chatting up, being friends, having fun watching the film together. So that's nice. Because I like Waterworld. I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. But I guarantee you that was such a tough shoot that I probably did make friends fight each other, have some time to cool off, and then become friends again. And the movie, I would say this is my favorite version of Robin Hood. I think it captures the great adventure quality to it. I like the cast. I know a lot of people do not like Kevin Costner. Yes, he does not have the accent, which he got a lot of shit for, including the Razzies for Worst Actor of the Year. I might... If I look at the 1991 films, I can guarantee Kevin Costner was not the worst actor of 1991 Razzies. I can guarantee it. But again, a lot of people praise the film except for Kevin Costner's performance. But I like Kevin Costner. I like him in The Untouchables. I like him in JFK. Again, I do like him as an actor. And I like I said, the adventure, almost swashbuckling aspect of Robin Hood. The music is fantastic by Michael Kamen. Like, this music was so good that Morgan Creek, with that company, would use the music for their logo as their fanfare. I want to make sure it's Michael Kamen. Like, he did an amazing job with the score. Da, 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 ba, da, 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 da. Again, Morgan Creek, anytime that company logo would pop up in the future, they use fanfare for, or from this music, from the movie, from the music in this movie. So, it really gets your adrenaline pumping, it gets your spirits soaring to listen to the music. And when I mentioned the cast, Kevin Costner, Robin of Locksley, you have Morgan Freeman as Azeem, and they escape this prison in order to go back to Kevin Costner's home, only to find that his father's been killed, and the land's been overtaken by the Sheriff of Nottingham, played by the late great Alan Rickman. And Alan Rickman is having a lot of fun in his role. Michael Wincott plays the guy, Alan Rickman's cousin. Why a spoon cousin? 'Cause it's dull, you twit, it'll hurt more. Like, Alan Rickman is having a lot of fun as the bad guy. You also have Christian Slater, who I forgot you find out that Christian Slater is Kevin Costner's brother. And for some reason, I thought Slater's character died in the movie. He doesn't. I don't know why I remembered that incorrectly. But for some reason, I remember Christian Slater getting killed off in the movie, and he doesn't. So, maybe that was another movie I was thinking of. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio plays Marian. Sean Connery has a cameo at the end. He pops up at the end. Sadly, I wish he was in the film more, but nice to see him. May he rest in peace. I don't remember the actor's name, but like the guy who plays Little John, the other guy who plays Friar Tuck, they did a really good job with their roles. So it's a very well cast film. Yes, again, I know Kevin Costner does not have the English accent. I'll let it go because it's a movie, and I can't do an English accent either. Maybe from years in prison he lost the accent. Maybe, I don't know. I know it's bullshit, but still. Morgan Freeman, great actor. Nice to see him and Kevin Costner play off each other. Some bits of humor because of that. And I like that this is Was it PG-13 or was it PG? I can't remember the rating for this. If it's PG, I'm be surprised. I think it says PG. Well, it says not rated because it's the extended cut. But it was PG or PG-13. I like that it went a little bit further. People got killed. Robin Hood would kill some motherfuckers. He was really good with his arrow. He had a lot of great arrow sequences. I'm a sucker for the bow and arrow. I love that type of weapon. Maybe because I grew up with Rambo, and so C4 tipped arrow, as long as his regular bow and arrow. So growing up with Rambo for Split Part 2 or Rambo 3 made me a sucker for that weapon. Like if I did a Ninja Turtle movie with Raphael, he'd be using the bow and arrow like a motherfucker. And I thought Kevin Reynolds did a nice job shooting those sequences. There are points where he shoots the arrow, and then you have this shot, kind of like what you would see John Woo in Hard Target, funny enough. Now that I think about it, where you have an up close to the arrow, swirling. It is like, if you've seen Hard Target, the opening, like when you have the close-up of the arrow, and then the title pops up, or when the arrow up close, and then Van Damme just... I'm like, well, Kevin Reynolds kind of did that before John Woo. Because you see that a couple times. I thought that looked really dynamic. Of course, you have the one of the money shots, the poster shot, where Christian Slater's ready to get his head cut off, and Kevin Costner grabs an arrow with fire. And just beautiful shot where slow motion shoots this arrow, this fiery arrow. And that's like a crowd-pleasing moment. And again, I would say my issue with this pacing, because I don't think it needs to be 2.5 hours long, but that's because it's the extended cut. I mean, extended is kind of in the title, so it's kind of hard for me to complain about it. So I will complain about the studio. You should put both cuts. Like, this is a 2-disc set. One disc could be extended, one could be theatrical. I mean, come on. One could be theatrical, one could be extended. And I would much rather see the theatrical cut. And real quick, like, there are features. There's 2 commentary tracks, one with Kevin Reynolds and Kevin Costner, the other with Morgan Freeman, Christian Slater, and 2 of the producers. You also have a special from back in the day on disc 2, interviews from back in the day, Bryan Adams live, performing Everything I Do It For You, galleries. Like, even the bonus features aren't a whole lot. Like, you could have made this have both cuts of the film. Especially on the fucking Blu-ray, have both cuts of the fucking film. I hate when studios do that. It's like Friday, the film with Ice Cube. The only cut on Blu-ray is the extended cut, not the theatrical cut. Which sucks, because I prefer the theatrical cut, because the extended scenes I don't care for. Dumb and Dumber, they did that. Like, what is with studios only releasing extended cuts and be like, nope, that's it? No, the theatrical cuts that people enjoyed and saw your movie multiple times, let's not give people that cut of the film. The cut that people enjoyed and saw more and more and made your film a hit in the first place. But let's not give people that cut. If that makes sense to you, you explain it to me. Dumb and Dumber, Friday, get the fucking theatrical cuts on fucking Blu-ray. You should have had both cuts. For fuck's sake, you stupid fucking idiots. If I can find the original cut DVD, I would like to pick it up and see that. It pisses me off, but anyway. But there's some nice direction. The first appearance of Alan Rickman, where Kevin Costner's dad, who I recognize the actor. The actor at the beginning who plays Kevin Costner's father, who eventually gets killed. He played Prince Voltan in Flash Gordon. Die! Yeah, flying around with his wings. Prince Voltan. I'm like, oh shit, okay. It's Brian Blessed, I believe his name. Forgive me if I get the name wrong. I liked how, I guess, how darker the film was for a Robin Hood film. I mean, the beginning of the movie, in the prison, people getting their fucking hands cut off. Now, it's not gory, because it was, again, PG-13, give or take. But, the idea is there. And Kevin Costner's Robin is ready to kill when he needs to. I would say Morgan Freeman, they work well together. I think the humor worked well. Like, Kevin Costner, he doesn't know what a telescope is that Morgan Freeman gives him. So he thinks the guys are much closer. He puts his sword up to try to stab. And then Alan Rickman is a joy. He's having a lot of fun. Like, he's getting pissed off. And he turns to two ladies. He's like, you, 10:30 in my room tonight. You, 10:45. And you bring a friend. And then he just walks off. Again, you have a villain who has personality, who is entertaining to watch. Not bland, not boring, not charisma-free. Just fun to watch. And then Kevin Costner, his group of people, like, the actors work well. Like Friar Tuck, when he comes into play, he's not really sure about Morgan Freeman, but then he grows to trust him. The romance, I know that's a big part of the movie, the romance. The romance between him and Marian, I would say, is my least favorite part of the movie. I know that's a big part of the Robin Hood story, but I don't know what it is that... It was alright. I wouldn't say I hated it, but it just, something about it didn't grab me. I can't quite put my finger on it. I like Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. I like her in The Abyss. Yeah, I like Kevin Costner. I don't know if they had a lot of great chemistry with each other, those two, if that's what it is, or... I was kind of indifferent, if that makes sense. Like I said, the more adventure, action qualities, like when Alan Rickman's group attack the Sherwood Forest, and he did some pretty decent stunt work for the time, swinging from tree to tree, the bad guys shooting all fiery arrows and people get blasted with fire. That's why I'd be surprised if this still had a PG rating. I mean, people are fucking on fire and stuff. Did some pretty decent stunts. Like I said, I forgot that Christian Slater, you find out that it's his brother. And I thought him and Kevin Costner Slater had a good moment where Kevin Costner's like, why do you hate me so much? And then Slater tells the truth, and I'm actually glad he doesn't get killed off. I don't know what movie I remembered where that happened. But I like Christian Slater as an actor. Broken Arrow, Hard Rain, among others. And the finale is very exciting. Nice choreography. The attack on the castle. Costner and Morgan Freeman getting a catapult. And then Christian Slater ad-libs, fuck me, he cleared it. And apparently that it was an ad-lib, and they kept it in. Which was fine, because I thought that was a very funny line. Fuck me, he cleared it. And again, it's when Kevin Costner and Alan Rickman, I like the choreography. It's not swift and clean. It's rough and tumble, but they're wrecking the entire room and close calls. I like that it was a bit more rougher, a bit more... It didn't feel crisply choreographed to the point that it seemed like a dance routine, like a ballet routine. You know what I mean? And sometimes I did enjoy those as well. Like if you watch the Star Wars prequels and other stuff where, like Kung Fu, Wushu movies. where they definitely know where things are going. It becomes like a dance routine. Sometimes I can enjoy that, but also the rough and tumble where it doesn't seem as choreographed, but it is. It's still choreographed, nicely choreographed, but yeah, that rough and tumble style I appreciated. And then yeah, him dealing with the sheriff, yeah, Morgan Freeman dealing with the witch. So Morgan Freeman's character is not labeled useless, he's useful. Again, Michael Kamen's score is very rousing and exciting. Like I said, I love this moment here. I think that's a pretty... when I think of Robin Hood, I think of that moment there with the bow and arrow. And again, it's a really good cast for the time, well directed in its scenery and scope. This is a pretty old DVD, so I do wonder if the Blu-ray is... they really amped up the visual quality. And this is a film that's pretty much forgotten. Like, no one ever mentions Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It's kind of fell by the wayside. Or, whatever. Like, I'm sorry, I'd rather watch this than the other Robin Hoods. The Russell Crowe one, I don't like. Sorry, it's not my cup of tea. The others, But this one, again, I thought it had that fun, at times humorous, but at times very serious, again, adventure quality to it. Alan Rickman gives one of his best performances. I would say his best one is still Die Hard. He was also good in Critically Down Under, Galaxy Quest, Dogma. But this is definitely one of his best ones. He's just a lot of fun to watch. Michael Wincott, good actor. He was in Eddie Murphy's film Metro as the main villain. He was in Alien Resurrection, one of the decent parts of that movie. And still fun. Still a fun film. Again, I don't have a lot of issues. I don't have as much issues with Kevin Costner not having his accent like other people do. I could live with it. Again, it's hard for me to complain about the pacing because that is my main issue. But again, this is the extended cut. If I could find the theatrical cut, if you fucking released it, Warner Brothers, Morgan Creek. I don't understand why Roger Ebert gave this 2 stars. But he gave Speed 2, 3.5 stars. Speed 2 he liked, but not this one. Whatever. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say on that. It's a fun film. It was entertaining to rewatch again. So, I like Robin Hood. And that's a good title, Prince of Thieves. And of course, then you had the parody Robin Hood Men in Tights, which that's another fun movie, a comedy by Brooks, with a young Dave Chappelle in it. We're men in tights. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.